YouTube! Today,
Hello, YouTube!
the Peanut Gallery. Anyway, today we've got a special project. I searched on Google for it and I couldn't find anything, so I decided to build my own. So for Christmas, I received an Osmo Mobile 3 gimbal to hold my smartphone.
From my lovely wife.
And I decided it works really good. It's great to have it on a tripod. It's great for vlogging with the tripod because it'll track you around, keep things nice and steady. But the lighting isn't always so good, especially if I have an overhead light or something like that. So seeing as how I've already got a ring light, I thought, all right, I'm gonna figure out a way to mount a ring light behind the camera and behind the gimbal so that I can get that good ring light lighting, but also use the gimbal. And at first I was gonna mount it down. I was gonna make a bracket to come straight out from the bottom of the tripod to line up here. And then I was gonna put the ring light kind of low, and the ring light wasn't gonna track with the gimbal. So then I got the idea of I could put a clamp on there. It's not gonna affect the motion of the gimbal or the way it turns or anything. And the clamp is easily removable. And then I can mount the ring light up higher and get it directly where I want it behind the phone. So had a case of never throw anything away because you're gonna need it as soon as you throw it away.
Hoarder.
Thank you, Peanut Gallery. Sure, maybe I'm a hoarder, but I went out to the garage and I searched around, found some nice stainless steel brackets that I had no use for previously, but I thought, don't throw these away because I might have a use for them someday. That's what I'm gonna end up using. I'm gonna be able to just spring clamp whenever I want to use the ring light. Spring clamp this one L bracket on here, and then I'm gonna have to drill a hole through it, and I'm gonna mount this other one below it. So I'm gonna drill a hole through, screw these two together, and then I'm gonna enlarge the hole over here so that the camera shoe mount will mount on there, because the ring light mounts with the same 1/4 inch 20 thread as a camera does. So then I'll be able to position my ring light wherever I want behind the phone, and I'm gonna have good lighting as I work on it. While I was out in the garage looking, I did look at some other things. I had L brackets, I had a piece of reinforcing bar here that I could have used. I had a plate that I could have used. I was even gonna use a license plate, which I know I could have fabbed up a bracket, but the bracket I'm actually gonna go with it's gonna end up looking pretty darn professional when I'm done, and it's gonna be real nice and sturdy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started and drill in the holes. I'm gonna have to run up to the hardware store. I know I've got some bolts in the garage that'll fit, but it's pretty cold out. It's probably easier to just go buy some new bolts rather than dig around and try to find some. So I'm gonna start getting this thing put together and show you how I did it. And I'll bet somebody else out there would like to mount a ring light behind their gimbal as well. Okay, I got my brackets I'm gonna use. I went to the hardware store. I got a 1/4 inch 20 bolt. This one is 1.25 inches long. I got a wing nut and a lock nut. Then I got an 8/32 bolt and a lock nut for that as well. So those are gonna tie the two brackets together, and then this one is gonna be for the ring light. So I figured out, I marked it here with a Sharpie. So I'm using this. It's gonna mount similar to that. So this is gonna be, actually backwards, it's gonna be clamped on to the gimbal here. So I'm gonna have to drill, I marked the hole with a Sharpie, so I'm gonna drill that out, and then I'm gonna bolt these two together with the 8/32 bolt and lock nut, and I'm gonna enlarge in this hole to the 1/4 inch 20 so that I can put the mount for the ring light through. So let's go ahead and we're gonna get started here. Got my tools. All right, so we got it marked, and we're gonna use a punch to mark our pilot hole. Put a nice solid dent in there. Okay, anybody that's drilled stainless before knows that stainless is pretty tough stuff, and it's good to start with a small bit and then work your way up to a bigger one. gonna switch to a different bit. Son of a bitch. Well, as you can see, when you push too hard on a drill bit, it can snap. That's what I get trying to drill through stainless steel. Luckily, I didn't stab myself. I've actually done that before. I put a drill bit all the way through my finger one time, pushing and a drill bit snap. So I'm gonna see if I have a different drill bit, or I can try to chuck this one up a little bit higher and see if I can still use it. Okay, I was able to chuck up that broken bit. It wobbles a little bit, but once it gets started, it stays right on track. I drilled out that hole, and I'm going to drill this one out a little bit bigger to fit, so that the 8/32 bolt will fit. All right, that one went right through. So I'll be able to put the 8/32 bolt through both holes here. Actually, I might need to still make it a little bit larger. Or I could always just try to crank it through with an Allen wrench. That'll probably work. It went through this other one. Yeah, because I don't want it to be loose. I'm going to crank it on through there. All right, then the last thing to do is I'm going to drill this hole out to make it fit the 1/4" 20 bolt. And again, stainless is so hard to drill. I'm going to step it up through the different size drill bits to get all the way to the 1/4" one. So I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me drill all these different size holes. I'll just show you when I'm finished product. Okay, I got the 8/32 stainless cap screw through the first plate. Pop it through the second plate here. Put my lock nut on. I got all stainless hardware to match the stainless brackets, keep it looking nice, make it look pretty professional. Okay, last thing to do is put on the 1/4" bolt. The one I had, there must have been a burr or something, and it found a weak spot. When I was putting the lock nut on, it snapped it, so I'm actually heading back to the hardware store to get a new 1/4" 20 bolt. And rather than try to run another jam nut all the way down, which caused it to break this last time, I think I'm just going to get a lock washer and a conventional nut. And the idea is to put this wing nut upside down so that I can turn it up against the bottom of the ring light and lock it into position wherever I want it. So I'm going to head back to the hardware store and get some new hardware, then come back and finish assembly on this thing. Okay, as always seems to be the case, make 2 trips to the hardware store when you should have only had to make 1. But like I said, the first bolt jammed up and snapped off. So this time I'm just going to start with a clean bolt, and I'm going to use a lock washer and then our conventional nut instead of a lock nut. I'm going to run that all the way down. Okay, snug that up nice and tight. Okay, then my idea was I'm going to put this wing nut on upside down so I can use it as a jam nut up against the underside of the ringlet. Alright, so that's the idea. Now we've got our ringlet here. Gonna go ahead and thread that on. Then I can use this wing nut, like I said, as a jam nut, so I can position the ring light and lock it any which way that I want. Alright, so in theory I should be able to clamp this on, hope that it's not too much weight that it'll disturb anything. Well, that's a problem. Apparently my rig is too heavy for the clamping force of this clamp. That's a bummer. So this was a great idea with implementation that is not going to work. Darn it. All right, the tape didn't work. It made it too unstable. So I've got it level now. I'm just not happy with the clamp. It doesn't appear to me that it's really strong enough. So I'm going to attempt to put a piece of reinforcement across here and let gravity do some work to sit on top of this piece that rotates. So it's going to go just be clamped on here and then come across and give it kind of a cross support. So we're going to try that before we just maybe scrap the whole idea. It's worth a try. Okay, I was able to fab up a little secondary brace here. It's resting on top, so that's giving a little bit of a gravity assist. Then I've got the clamp on it, so it L's around here and comes to the bottom. So it's almost like an A-frame clamp when it comes down to it. And it looks like it's pretty well balanced too. So I think I'm gonna mount the phone, give this thing a try. I think we've got good proof of concept here. So we're gonna mount the phone up, try this thing out. Okay, I got the Osmo Mobile 3 set up, got the phone set up in it, have the light mounted squarely behind the camera, and I'm gonna give this thing a test drive. Got the gesture mode set on. Okay, so it's filming me now. See if I move around, it's following me. See if I go down. Go up. All right, there's no interference. It's tracking smoothly. And then we'll go ahead, we'll turn off the ring light and see how I look with it off, see if it even made a difference or not. Okay, here I am without the ring light, just so we can compare the footage and see how it looks. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope maybe if anybody else wants to install a ring light with their Osmo Mobile 3, 4, whatever Osmos you got, this is a concept that I think has some credence. I think it could actually work and give some added benefit to your Osmo. So thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Sure appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. Okay, after filming the closing for the video, I decided to do a little brainstorming and came up with a couple of improvements to the bracket. I used a little bit longer bolt. I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you. I used a longer bolt here to go up into the light more. The light's a little wobbly, but that's based on, that's its own construction. The nut inside of it isn't terribly tight. There's nothing I can do about that. But putting a longer bolt on it gave it a little more stability. And then I added some foam tape underneath so where it's rested on there, it's nice and cushioned. And then finally, I got rid of the spring clamp and I added this bar clamp. It gives me a lot more clamping power, and it's probably about the same weight, but it gives me a lot more clamping power. And this thing is rock steady now. It's pretty well balanced. It's not going anywhere. I think it's really going to work well. You can see in the pictures I posted that there's a big difference in having the light on and not having the light on. And since the light tracks with the gimbal, you're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting the lighting, you're getting the camera, you're getting all the tracking, and it follows it around. So it's really a success. So I'm proud of the way this thing turned out, and I would declare it a success. I hope it helps anybody else out that's looking for some better lighting when using their Osmo Mobile. Seems like a good idea to me. Thanks for watching. Hope you like it. Give us a like, or a subscription, comment, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Thank you.